Okay, so today what we're going to do is talk about the 3-minute dovetail, or maybe the 5-minute dovetail if you like. And what we're going to do is put together a single tail dovetail with 2 half pins. So it goes together just like that. But we're going to use a minimum of layout lines. And so this is all about sawing technique. We're not going to use a chisel with this, and we're not going to do a lot of marking out. We're just going to cut with the saw and we'll see how we go. Now, we're not trying to get the world's best dovetail. That's not the purpose of the exercise. What we're going to do is see how good we are at sawing square and straight. And so if you're off a little bit with your sawing technique, this is a way that'll really show it up. And if you come out with a dovetail that's not perfect, in a way that's good because it shows you where your technique needs to improve. Okay, so let's get to it. So the start of the process is to mark out the shoulder lines, and we do that just by putting the mating piece up against it. And this is going to be the tail piece, so we're going to have lines all around. And this other one is going to be the pin piece. So really we just need a line at the front and a line at the back. Don't have to be too worried about accuracy here. We're really just looking at, as I said, sawing technique. Now it goes in the vise, and we're not going to use any layout lines. We're going to put it fairly square in the vise, so we've got some guidance there to work with. And now we're going to cut the tails. So what I'm going to do is, as accurately as possible, cut square across. So I make a couple of saw cuts just to establish the line, and now I'm going to angle the cut. So I'm doing this all by feel. I'm not measuring anything. On the other side now, what I'm doing is trying to align the cut with this edge of the board. So using that to try and get square. I don't know what angle this is, but it doesn't really matter. It can still work really effectively as a dovetail, even if we don't know the angle. The next step is to cut the shoulder line, and this is often the most difficult cut to make. What we want to do is cut to the pencil line, but we want to be the same on both sides. I'm going to flip it over and cut the other side. Again, we want to be square and we want to be vertical. Okay. So that's the tail done. Now we just need to transfer that across to our pin piece. Just butt that up against here. Transfer across. Now we can cut the pins. Remembering this time we need to be inside. And now I need to make sure that I'm as vertical as I can be. Doesn't matter too much if I go through the shoulder line. What I need to do now is remove the waste, so I'll just use this little saw to do that. Again, I'm really not too worried whether I'm exactly on the shoulder line here. Really just trying to clean out the waste. I'll just flip that over to the other side. See if I can clean that corner out. Okay, now I'm ready to fit. I just want to see if this is going to go together. The thing I'm particularly looking at is not so much the fit down here, where I've obviously gone way above the line, but I'm looking at the fit at this part of the joint. So I can look at how well these parts match and how good that shoulder line is. If you pull it apart, you can use a small square to check the pieces. So using a small square, we can now check our work and see how accurately we've been. That looks pretty good on that side. Turn it over, looking good here. And we also want to check whether the cut is still square all the way down. And it's looking pretty good. We can check the shoulders here and here to see how good we've been cutting vertically. And that looks pretty good. Now if you're a little bit out, that's also good because it tells you that you've got a bit of a tendency perhaps to cut to left or right, or you're not cutting vertically, and you can cut another one. The beauty of the technique is that it's very, very quick, and so you can knock out, half a dozen of these in next to no time, provided that you're thinking about your technique all the time and you're thinking, okay, well, I made a bit of a mistake with that one, what can I do to improve the next one? It's a really good warming up exercise. If you haven't done dovetailing for a little while and you're about to cut some dovetails, it's a really, really good exercise just to get you going again and making sure that your saw-in muscle memory is working well.